Happy Friday, y'all. We are stoked to have Matt King, the inventor of the Ticket Queue, back on the show. But before we get to Matt, couple housekeeping items. We got TicketCon 2026 coming up here, guys, July 26th. Yes, Tommy Dorkman's going to join us. Matt knows Tommy. Contemporary Arts Center, New Orleans, Louisiana, July 26th, right before that dinosaur conference. Link is in my bio for tickets. Ticket Talk Network's proud to have Brad Clements Law fighting for StubHub victims. Every single day, you're a buyer, you're a seller, you were wronged by StubHub. Visit BradClementsLaw.com. DM me. We'll have you sign a Google sheet. He's going to fight for your rights to get your payments, your refunds, and all damages StubHub owes you for the disaster they have been for the FIFA World Cup specifically. But back to Matt King. Matt, it's great to have you on, my friend.
Hi there. Good to see you again.
Great to see you too, and exciting times. I know that you're in London, and obviously England's playing in the quarterfinals this weekend for the FIFA World Cup. So go England. I mean, for your sake. But we had you on like about a month ago, and you did an amazing job of really giving the ins and outs of what happens in the queue, and we definitely encourage viewers to watch that episode. But kind of just wanted to have you on today, like we said, we have a couple follow-up questions, and we have some on Twitter and some browsing issues. So, producer MCF, why don't we get to the first one from Tickets Help? One, can you ask Matt if he has a solution to stopping bots without fans having to risk biometric data like in the previous episode?
So the best way to stop bots is to tie the queue position to the individual human being rather than the device or the bot that's trying to buy the ticket. That really is the only way that you can be sure that every person in the queue is a human being and that the same human being isn't in the queue twice.
Simple enough. Yeah, go ahead.
One of the ways you can do that is with biometric data like Face ID, so long as it gives the same identifier for the same face each time. However, as far as the risks are concerned, you can certainly outsource the processing of that biometric data to a trusted third party that specializes in that and doesn't share any identity information with the protected site. Just that here's an identifier for this person, and you get the same one the second time that person tries to do it. That's all you need to run a secure queue. You don't have to use biometric data at all. Anything that it's difficult for a person to get lots of, difficult for a bot to get lots of, and a person can just get one, is a good key to have to join the queue. So things like phone numbers are pretty good, verified phone numbers, because obviously it's difficult for a scalper to get hundreds or thousands of verified phone numbers that actually receive texts. Passport numbers are very good, so long as there's verification on that throughout the process too. Even credit card numbers can be used because although it's easier to get lots of credit card numbers than a passport number, it's still difficult to get hundreds or thousands of credit card numbers that actually work. So you don't have to use biometric data. It is just one of the tools in the potential arsenal to stop these bots.
Got it. And we have the second question here, which is kind of like the main issue for fans alike, is that the last week or two, folks like this lady has gotten browser activity ears paused, and they're having issues with pre-sale codes and everything, basically treating regular fans like they are botting tickets. What's going on here, Matt?
So I'm looking at the screenshot now, and I can see there's an IP address shown, which presumably is the IP address of the visitor. I've checked that IP address out. It's owned by Verizon in the United States. That looks like a regular human ISP IP address to me. There's also shown a long string of letters and numbers underneath it. That looks like a Qit QID to me, and we know that Qit does provide the queue system sitting behind Ticketmaster. And it's saying that it's the browsing activity has been poor. So this to me looks like this particular IP address has fallen foul of an IP address based block. That can happen for a number of reasons. Typically, if they've got more requests than expected from the same IP address, that can look very much like a bot. So I would imagine that that's what has happened here. Some ISPs do share IP addresses between multiple people. Not so common in the States, but quite common around the world. So even though you're not making lots of requests from your computer, you're not hitting refresh all the time or trying to open lots of devices to get lots of different queue positions in the hope of getting a good one. It's possible, certainly in some areas of the world, that other people in your neighborhood might be. So these are not terribly effective filters in our experience, because they do catch out a lot of humans. And there are other ISPs across the world that use a pool of IP addresses for their customers. So the same individual can appear as lots of different IP addresses too, depending on their internet service provider. So this is actually quite a crude way of trying to block blocks.
Got it. Got it. So obviously, in a nutshell, and it seems like many fans are getting this. Obviously, it's good that resellers are getting this as they should. But what is the best way, like universally, like in a perfect world where everyone followed the rules, they're able to buy 4 tickets on a human account? Like, what's the perfect way, or close to, there's obviously no perfect way, but what's the close to a perfect way not to have disruption from the fans trying to buy on Ticketmaster for an event?
So the best way to avoid disruption like this is to try and skip the whole let's try and detect the bots aspect of it at all, and then you don't need these kinds of IP address filters. The best way is, as I say, to try and tie that queue position to a human being rather than a machine, using passport data, credit card numbers, phone numbers, or even biometric data. Because then it doesn't matter how many machines you try to use, how many bots you try to launch, you still end up with just one queue position. So that's really the best way.
Perfect. And that's going to, and you reiterated that in the first episode we had also. I mean, it really just seems self-explanatory what you're explaining. I mean, it seems like common sense that I don't know why it's taking Ticketmaster. I mean, it's basically like rocket science for them figuring it out. And you got Samil, the president, who's an engineer. He's kind of staying quiet. Obviously, he doesn't want to get any secrets out to bad actors, but it just seems that Ticketmaster is still overcomplicating this issue. Do you agree?
So, I mean, I'm not going to comment on Ticketmaster specifically, but I can say that a lot of ticketing providers and other people with busy websites, yes, they are engaged in an ongoing battle with bots. The bots get smarter, and then their providers tell them they've got smarter too. So there's this kind of tit for tat between the bot operators and the bot mitigation specialists. Our recommendation would be to go right to the end game of that arms race between the mitigation suppliers and the bot operators, and tie it to the human in the queue, not the machine in the queue.
Got it. Makes sense. And one last thing, I know producer MCF has, and you sent it to us, of like ways for fans to clear their browsers. Obviously, this is obviously right through Ticketmaster also, of if your activity has been paused or general fan, what should I do? And this kind of lays the breakdown. I want you to kind of recap what fans should do if their browsers are having issues getting on.
Sure. So this looks to be the official Ticketmaster guidance for people that have seen the error message that we saw before. And mostly it focuses on trying to get a different IP address, because that's actually something that's quite difficult for bots to do, but is relatively easy for a human to do by turning their Wi-Fi on or off on their mobile device, because that will get you a new and different IP address. Some of the other things they're suggesting, well, that might be specific to the system that they're using. So yeah, the good advice there is to stay within one browser window and on a single device. That's the best way to make sure that your IP address isn't launching lots of requests which trip these bot filters. But of course, if you do that and the bots are getting through elsewhere, then that disadvantages you compared with all the bots trying to join the queue. So yeah, if you're using only IP address based filters or only automated bot detection mechanisms, then yeah, these kinds of problems are going to occur.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on this morning. We're definitely going to bring you back on as more Ticketmaster issues occur here in the next couple months, which I'm sure you're the expert, the inventor of the original ticket queue, the OG Matt King from QFear. Thanks for coming on. We'll have you on again soon, Matt.
Pleasure. I look forward to it. Bye
Take
for
care,
now.
guys. Have
Bye-bye.
a great Friday. Stay lean and clean.